Hi, welcome to Gevme Connect Spring 2024. I can't believe it's our 8th edition already, and that it's been 2 years since our first Gevme Connect. So I would like to take this little opportunity to thank you for having been part of the journey since then. As you know, here at Gevme, our mission is all about empowering you to deliver great events through technology and data. And it goes without saying that today, AI is probably one of the most, if not the most talked about, powerful and transformative technologies available. Last quarter, we started delving into the powers of generative AI, and in this edition, we'll show you how we are continuing on that journey, and we'll give you an update on some of our latest releases and innovations. It's going to be an exciting one, so let's dive right in. Firstly, EventGPT. So we launched EventGPT last quarter, and the response since then has been very positive. And I'm happy today to announce a few updates that we've done to it. As a recap first, EventGPT is our own take on the future of attendee assistance and engagement. Powered by generative AI, it was designed to support and assist attendees in a natural and conversational style, thus providing you, the organizer, with a better way to connect and engage with your attendees and to enhance their overall experience. Being very easy to set up and configure, you can build your own EventGPT in a matter of minutes and following a few simple steps, where you can simply create, train, customize, and deploy your EventGPT to various channels. Now, there's one step that I would like to dive into a little bit more detail before we talk about the updates that we have. And that's the training step. So EventGPT can be very easily trained on various types of sources, like files that you upload, or even whole websites that you can crawl. And what I wanted to show you is that these sources could either be your own existing content that you already have, for example, your own event website with its FAQ and support pages and exhibitors listing. But it could also include and be enriched with external sources like tourism board or destination websites. For example, in this case, the Visit Singapore website by the Singapore Tourism Board. So these websites would contain a wealth of very rich and detailed information about the location, places to explore, activities to do, current festivals happening, places to eat, etc. And by including such sources as training items for your EventGPT, you would be able to provide a range of recommendations to your attendees. For example, you would be able to answer questions about itineraries, activities to do, current happenings, things to discover, hidden gems to explore, and so on about the location. So do keep this little tip in mind for your next event. So what are the latest updates and improvements that we've done to EventGPT? Well, first, performance and speed. We are aware that EventGPT was a little bit slow in interacting with when we first launched. That's why we've done a series of technical optimizations, including advanced re-ranking and data querying to ensure lightning-fast responses that are always on point, high-dimensional embeddings that allow EventGPT to grasp complex event context and ensures not only speed, but also depth in understanding. And lastly, parallel processing that allows EventGPT to simultaneously handle multiple queries efficiently, thereby significantly reducing response times. With these optimizations, you can now expect faster and better responses from EventGPT. Now, in addition to the technical improvements, the next big update is that EventGPT is now available as a native mobile experience within our Gevme mobile app. And that's on top of being already accessible through the browser. So you now have the option to turn on your EventGPT for the mobile app. And once this is done, it will be available and accessible right on your event home screen. Being a native integration, the experience here is not only more fluid and more responsive, but also more directly and easily accessible to attendees within the mobile app and across the different native mini experiences. So with all of these optimizations and updates, you can now expect faster and better responses, as well as an enhanced experience with EventGPT when using the Gevme mobile app. Now, the problem area that EventGPT addresses is a relatively well-known one, and that's all related to attendee support or attendee assistance. And EventGPT solves that problem pretty elegantly with generative AI. But this is really an evolution and not really a revolution in that perspective. That's why we are super excited about the revolutionary nature of the next update, because we believe that generative AI can do much more for the attendee experience. We believe that it has the potential of transforming the way attendees engage with, learn, and gain insights from your event. And that's why we are super excited to introduce Snapsight. As announced by Vimal in the previous segment, Snapsight is all about unlocking insights from your event content and making it accessible to your attendees in real time. So how does it work? Well, it's really straightforward. A speaker comes on stage, delivers his or her presentation, and as the session unfolds, key takeaways and ideas from the content are generated and appear on stage right alongside the speaker. Or Snapsight could also be set up to be displayed in a vertical format so that it appears next to the speaker's slides, like in this second picture here. And this is Snapsight in the presentation mode, where the attendees would be able to get a glimpse of the key takeaways on large screen. And to get full access to the takeaways and to dive deeper, they can then simply scan the QR code that's already projected on screen. In doing that, they would be accessing Snapsight right on their mobile in the attendee mode, where they can then explore key takeaways, which are digestible, memorable, and actionable items generated from the session's content. The Idea Cloud, which is an interactive visualization of the connected ideas of the session. And the Idea Cloud also allows the attendee to interact with the core concepts and to dive deeper into a particular idea if they want to explore more. And to be more inclusive with your content and for a more global reach, Snapsight is also multilingual, giving attendees the possibility to translate the takeaways to over 20+ languages. So this is the essence of Snapsight. It's all about capturing the content directly from the source, analyzing it to extract the key insights, and visualizing and delivering that to the attendee all in real time. Now, how is all of that achieved and set up? Let's run through how Snapsight works under the hood. So nowadays, almost every session at every event would have an AV setup that captures the audio from the stage through one or more microphones. This audio from the stage would then go into a mixing board, and from there goes out to be delivered through sound speakers around the stage. Some setups can be more complicated than this, but fundamentally that's how it works. Well, where Snapsight comes into play is right here, where it simply takes that audio feed from the stage, ingests it, transcribes it, and generates the takeaways and insights from that. And this direct connection to the AV equipment on site is what allows for the real-time capture and generation of takeaways. But concretely speaking, how is the connection made with the Snapside application? Well, to understand that, it's important to cover a concept which is at the heart of Snapside. Well, to understand that, let's run through the concept of sessions, which is at the heart of Snapside. So every Snapside starts with the creation of a session. So this is the sessions module in Snapside. And when you create a session, you would fill in the typical details that you would expect, such as title, description, date and time, speakers of the session. And once the session is created, Snapside would then generate the following links. Firstly, the attendee link. This link is meant for attendees, through which they access the session's takeaways on their mobile. Then you have the presentation links, which are meant to be projected on large screen on stage. And last but not least, there's the audio feed link, which is the link through which the connection is really made between the AV system on site and the Snapside application. And how is this link used? Well, remember this device over here, which ingests the live audio. This is the device on which you would use the audio feed link. And here there were only two things to be done. Firstly, simply open the session's audio feed link in a browser on the device. And secondly, plug the cable from the mixer board carrying the live audio from the stage into the audio in port of the device. And that's how the connection is made between the system and Snapside. And this device, by the way, could be a laptop, desktop, tablet, or even a mobile phone, as long as it has a browser, an internet connection, and an audio input port. And once the session has an active audio source coming into it, that session would then show as in progress in the backend of the Snapside application. Now, from an operational perspective, this is where you can then manage the Snapside. So you click on Manage, and here you will be able to see the various views and switch between them. So this is the presentation takeaways. This is the presentation idea cloud. And this is the attendee view of the session. But most importantly, you would even be able to see the live transcript of the session right from here, with the ability to edit the transcript in case there's any correction you might want to make. So the management screen here is great to have an overview of the session, to see the different views of the Snapside in one place, and to make sure that everything is working fine when your session is live. Now, the last step of the Snapside flow is to deliver the takeaways to your attendees. And here, in true omnichannel fashion, Snapside takeaways can be made available in various mediums. Firstly, as we saw, in person. And that's done in two ways. By broadcasting the takeaways on large screen to have maximum visibility and to reach the maximum number of people in the room. But secondly, by also giving the attendees access to the full takeaways on their mobile through QR code. And the QR code, by the way, is displayed in the presentation mode, but it can also be displayed closer to the attendees, for example, on tablets or other screens that can be placed at strategic positions. But on top of just in person, Snapside can also be leveraged in the virtual or online context by embedding the takeaways right on web pages, just like how you are experiencing it right now. These are the ways in which Snapside can be delivered at this point, but do keep a lookout for more channels coming up down the road, such as your online meeting applications or even messaging applications. Snapside is available today at snapside.ai. Do check it out and sign up for early access right now. And that concludes our product updates for this quarter. As you can see, we are convinced that generative AI has the potential to transform the event technology landscape and to unlock new ways for attendees to experience events. With EventGPT and Snapside, we are paving the way for that new type of event experience, one where attendees are interacting and engaging with your content in novel ways. It was a pleasure having you joining us today, and I hope you are leveraging the powers of AI in the best possible way for your business and your events. If you're not, don't hesitate to reach out to us. See you at the next Connect, and thank you.